The Detroit Lions did move to 12-5, but it did come at a cost, and it could be a big cost. Rookie tight end Sam Lapota went down. Did he really need to be in? That's a question for another day, but he did remain in, got a catch, and then wind up going down, and we didn't know what was going to be the issue. Dan Campbell said it wasn't as bad as it looked, but it still wasn't good, though. And now we have an official diagnosis to what it is for rookie tight end Sam Lapota. Coming from Ian Rappaport, says Lions Pro Bowl tight end Sam Lapota suffered a hyperextended knee and a bone bruise, sources said after the MRI. He's likely to miss some time, but as Coach Dan Campbell said, not as bad as it could have been. So that essentially means, in my opinion, that Sam Lapota is done for the remainder of the season. I don't see any other reason for him to be out there. I truly don't. If you haven't, I've hyperextended my knee before. It's not pleasant. So if he misses some time, he's definitely not going to play wild card round. So that would put him 2 weeks from today. So now you're talking about the 20th, 21st. I don't know how likely that is. Then you have the championship round 3 weeks from now. So I would say best case scenario, this is just my opinion, is that we would see my best case scenario, maybe the conference championship. If we make it to the NFC title game, then that's the earliest we could see Sam Lapota. That's just based off my, observation. I don't know if that's truly the case, but for what they have to do, a hyperextended knee, maybe if it was just that, it wouldn't be so bad, because that is very uncomfortable, but the bone bruise too, that could add to it as well. So I don't blame Dan Campbell. I'm not mad at him at all. Even Khalif Raymond got hurt, and I'm not mad at him at all. It's unfortunate. We have been very fortunate, especially on offense, to not have a ton of injuries on the offensive side of the ball and season-ending injuries. I mean, there's been a few like in the preseason, but really nobody knocked out like the actual in-season on the offense. And even C.J. Gardner-Johnson came back. I mean, outside of Mosley, I don't know who else we could say really was a huge injury defensively. But I saw this, and shout out to my guy, Mr. Poole, who, as I was driving home, I saw this, and I want to know what you guys think. This is coming from Tom Pelissero. Says, with Sam Lapota injured, it could make sense for the Lions to bring in veteran tight end Zach Ertz. Ertz, position coach in Arizona last year, Steve Heighton, now coaches Detroit's tight ends. Rare to have a veteran with Ertz's experience available to plug and play in the playoffs. And I agree with this 100%. I would not be mad if this happened at all. Hurts is a seasoned, and I do mean seasoned veteran, been in the league a long time. Has that Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles in the 2018 season. He was traded to Arizona, and then he asked to be released after 7 games. And he hasn't played in 2.5 months, I believe. He was asked to be released. He secured 7 games, 27 receptions off 43 targets. But look at this. His production has decreased, but 187 yards. I don't know if it was because they got a stud over there in Trey McBride. This dude is a monster. Like, he's going to be on everybody's fantasy teams next year. So McBride is probably forced the season old man out. And I wouldn't be mad at this at all, man, because you're talking about picking somebody up for a playoff run. And if we don't, Dan Campbell joked about it today about Dan Skipper, like he could play tight end. And I'm like, yeah, he can play tight end, but we don't want Skip out there running routes. So that leaves us with Fursker and also I don't think Wright's going to come back. So Fursker and Mitchell, that's it. So if we were to bring a guy like Zach Ertz in to, even if it's on this playoff run, man, I'm not mad about it at all. It's unfortunate what happened to Sam Lapota. At least he got the rookie record. If you want to look at some silver lining type stuff, he did get that. But let me know what you think. As I get the notification that the Washington Commanders just don't give a care. It's not even close. Dak Prescott has 4 touchdowns, and it makes my blood boil from last week. Anyway, well, we moving on to the playoffs. What's done is done, and the season is over. Now it's time. Now it's a new season begins. Jared Goff said today, it's like the season is 1-1. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Zach Ertz, first of all, Sam Laporta, what are your feelings? Are you upset with Dan Campbell that he decided to, maybe he should have pulled him after the record? I mean, but stuff happens. Jared Goff played the whole game. Josh Reynolds played the whole game. Montgomery, Monty, pretty much our entire offense. CJ Gardner-Johnson, Iffy, they played the whole game. It's unfortunate that these things happen, but they do. So let me know your thoughts on not only Sam Laporta, but how would you feel if the Lions brought in somebody like Zach Ertz to go on this playoff push, man? Because Mitchell made a tremendous catch during the game. It was a huge catch, kept the drive alive. But I would feel much more comfortable with a guy like Zach Ertz in our tight end room, especially if the familiarity that he has with the tight end coach. So let me know your thoughts. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.